Okay, hello YouTube. My stomach is literally in knots right now. I've pushed off making this video for as long as physically possible. And we're just gonna talk about everything that's been going on for the past, well, 16 years, but really 6 months that I haven't talked about. And now it's affecting, my channel and just everything. So here we are. I don't really talk about this stuff even with a lot of friends in my real life. I have like a few go-to people that I trust and that I really talk about this stuff with. So to do so on the internet is a bit frightening, where you don't know who you're talking to. Obviously, there's so many of you guys that I trust and that I know, are in my corner of the internet, but you also don't have any control who watches this. So before we get into this, I just wanted to say, oh my God, are there friggin' window cleaners? Is this a joke? The one day, the 1 hour, I finally mentally prepared myself to talk about this. There's friggin' window cleaners. Okay, they seem to be quite far down, so I think we have some time. So this is kind of one of those things that if you yourself don't experience something similar, or you don't know someone in your life and you just like have never seen what it looks like to experience debilitating daily or like very frequent chronic pain, it's really hard to picture what it actually looks like. And if you are watching this and have some kind of like judgment or just misunderstanding, I just ask that you either click off if what I'm talking about bothers you and you don't understand, and just please don't comment. This video is not for you. I'm not talking about this, trust me, for any other reason other than to explain where I'm gonna be and to fill those of you who do care and who do watch my videos. I do view you guys as a community, and I just don't want to like disappear. And I know a lot of you have been kind of following along the things that I have, like parts of this that I have shared. I also want to say this is not a video of me asking for medical advice, and I know it's coming from a place of genuinely wanting to help out. And a lot of you guys that follow my channel also have chronic pain or experience chronic illness and medical issues. And so I know it's coming from just a place of love, and I do appreciate that when I ask. But I have so many doctors that know my full medical history that are also trying to figure it out. So this is not one of those videos where I'm asking for medical advice. I have doctors, and I've had this stuff going on for 16 years at this point. So I just please ask that you refrain from giving medical advice in this video. If you want to leave your own personal stories, that's totally cool, and like help each other out, go for it. Just when you're spending so much time, trying to figure everything out, and when you get comments of people being like, try putting your feet in ice water, try Botox, try this, try that. Okay, now that those little points are out of the way. So it's probably going to be a very long video. Every time I've been in the shower in the past month, I've been thinking about what the heck I'm going to say in this video and how to even sum up everything and get you guys to understand what's been happening physically but also mentally, and there's just so many different things. So I guess let's just start with what I do know. Forgive me if I just sound exhausted talking about this, but I've told this exact story to so many doctors at this point. But I'm just gonna try and go through this super fast and just kind of sum it up. But basically, I've had chronic migraines the majority of my life, 16 years. They have definitely changed over the years. They've gotten way more frequent. I could always manage them with Imitrex, sumatriptan, where when I first moved to Seattle 6 years ago, I would still get them 3 to 5 times a week, but I could always take a triptan and then it would usually kick in. I would always get a few ER migraines every year where I would be puking, and there'd be horrible ones, but I could manage them enough to where I could still work. I could still have a social life. But those were different types of migraines for me. I started having neck pain and just feeling different, 5 years ago or so, like when I moved to Seattle, I always was like, I feel like something's wrong with my neck. And I started going to a chiropractor 5 years ago. I started doing acupuncture, massage therapy, like all of that stuff. And I had doctors do like x-rays, and I had an MRI when I first moved to Seattle, but of my head, not of my neck. I always told my neurologist, by the way, don't go to UW. Don't go to UW. Don't go to the UW headache clinic. Just putting that out there. If you live in Seattle, don't go to UW. But I have always told my neurologist, I've always told every doctor, like, I think it's my neck. Something's wrong with my neck. And I always said, like, my migraines feel like they're coming from my neck. Doctors don't listen. I don't want to generalize, but I've gone to so many doctors at this point. I can think of 2 doctors out of maybe around 40 that have truly taken the time to listen to what I'm saying. And I just want to say that because if you're someone who is like new to experiencing health issues, you have to advocate for yourself and you have to like shop around for doctors that listen to you. I can't stress that enough. And it's so messed up that you have to do that, but you do. But you can't give up. Like, you have to keep advocating for yourself and fighting for your body. And when you know something's wrong, I've learned that you're usually right. Chronic pain is weird because you begin to have a skewed sense of, I truly can't remember what it feels like to have a pain-free day. I haven't had a pain-free day in, I think it's been at least 5 years, maybe 6 years. And when I say that, like, my pain has totally changed throughout the years, and I'll kind of get into that, but it's not just migraines, it's not just my neck. Now it's like kind of a whole slew of things. Long story short, I went through so many different doctors, tried so many different things. I won't list them all. I've tried so many different things. Finally, I got a doctor who did an MRI of my neck, of me saying, my neck, I think it's my neck. What a concept. And they found that I have a herniated disc in my neck and torn joints that we think was from a snowboarding accident in college where I landed like directly on top of my head. I was wearing a helmet, and I did get a severe concussion when that happened, and I had to drop out of that term of college and like make up the classes in the summer. But I was already having chronic migraines at that point, so it was hard for me to kind of like, tell how bad it was because I was already experiencing pain. Oh God, here's the guy, he's coming. Am I just gonna like play it cool and act like I'm not filming myself right now? What am I gonna do? Anytime like in the past 5 years that I've had any kind of massage, chiro, anything, anyone that has felt my neck has said it feels like I have like some kind of accident has happened, like some whiplash, like all of the nerves and everything. There's like just crazy shit in there where it's like hard things in my neck, just like very odd things that they've like never felt before, on top of being like severely just messed up, and it never actually loosens up. So basically the muscles are just like majorly spasming, that now we know is likely caused by the herniated disc, because when a disc is out of place, it can do that to everything surrounding it. And then also there's the torn joints and stuff going on in my neck. So when that happens, it can cause cervicogenic migraines, which start at the base of your neck and go behind your eyes, which is what happens with about 95% of my migraines. Of course, because I had migraines before, and I have, they're genetic, like everyone on my dad's side of the family has had migraines, my grandma, my uncle, my dad, but not to this degree of mine. Because I have other triggers too, I could, have unrelated migraines, but to me, it feels like about 95% of my migraines are that type of migraine. In the past few years, my type of pain and migraines and everything has just gone from like here to here. Any type of medicine, like the triptans, anything that used to work and that used to control my migraines are basically just unresponsive. The past 6 months especially, it got bad. Oh, he's coming down. You guys can see that. This is really not ideal timing. Okay, and we're done. Okay, the window washer has now descended. I love how his boots were just dangling up there. Where were we? 6 months of hell. I think we're somewhere around there. I've never had a pain-free life, and that's just something that, you know, I've always dealt with, so I've always just learned to deal with, and I always just try and focus on the good days. That's just what I've done, and I think I kind of just don't even give my brain an option to think of what a pain-free life looks like, because it's just not my reality, and that's okay. So, you know, normally, like in the past, I would have, you know, half the day where I was out with a migraine, and then I could still have the other half the day to film and make dinner with my boyfriend and like have at least a few hours of the day or somewhat of a life still to like do things. In the last, I don't even know, let's just call it 6 months, because I really have no concept of time anymore. But the last 6 months have been so far from that. And then there's this other side that is so challenging for me to try to explain to you guys, which is YouTube, because I've still been posting 3 times a week, and you guys have been seeing a total different thing than what I'm explaining to you now, because this is my job, and I've been trying to do my job to the best of my ability. I've been posting videos and vlogs, and those vlogs are a combination of weeks of footage, and all of those vlogs, I would be getting footage, and then, you know, it might be like a clip or a few clips out of a day where that was literally like the hour out of the day where I could get the footage, and the rest of the day I was fully in bed. It just was like a total mindfuck for me. What you guys are seeing versus what my reality has been is like just a total different thing, like a total different life. And I feel like I'm kind of like living 2 different lives, and it's not that I'm trying to like portray 2 different things. It's that if I was posting my reality, I don't want to do that. Like, it's super if you go through chronic pain, like you know what I'm talking about. It's not something that I feel like I would ever want to put on the internet. It's not fun to go through. It's not something that you can even document when you're going through. You're in so much pain. It's so different. Like when I'm in a place right now, and also I just want to say November has actually been, I got this new injection. I'll put what I've been doing on the screen, this like combination of stuff if you're going through something similar. But November, like the past couple of weeks, has been the most relief I've experienced in years. I'm not pain-free by any means, but I'm like functioning, which has been so friggin' incredible. So like a lot of you have been like, the apartment's doing amazing things for you. And like, while I'm very happy here and I'm so grateful and everything, and I love it here so much, the like energy change a lot of you guys are commenting on is just me feeling a lot better the past couple weeks because of these new medications. A combo of things, ironically, right before I haven't even said what I'm doing, but anyways, we'll get to that in a minute. You can already tell by the title. It's just because I've been functioning more. That's why. I'm trying to explain, and I know this is like going to be confusing because, like I said, I was still uploading and you guys saw me like smiling on camera and vlogging and doing all this stuff, but that was me trying to do my job at the expense of my health and my sanity at times. I mean, every time I was filming, I was in pain. I'm not complaining. Like I'm so grateful that I'm even able to have YouTube and the flexibility to make my own schedule and to do YouTube as a job and everything. But through a lot of this, I think I should have taken time off, or at least cut back. In a normal job, like that's what you would do. There were so many days where I was working at literally any hour that I could. If it was in the middle of the night at 3 a.m., I was doing that. Like Saturday, Sunday, no matter what day of the week it was, if I had a functioning hour, I was working, I was editing, I was responding to emails, I was just doing what I had to do to work, and I was prioritizing work over my relationships and over literally everything. I'm just trying to paint the picture accurately. I was in bed most of the day, and if I wasn't, I was trying to do work. And if I wasn't doing that, I was trying to get to a doctor's appointment. My level of pain has been so high. I'm waking up every 2 hours or so throughout the night, so I haven't been sleeping well for months. it's been now like the neck pain has caused nerve stuff like down my arm, so my arm has been going numb. And then it's really the debilitating part. Like, I can live with, you know, the neck pain. It's painful, and I have other stuff going on with the rest of my body too, and just other stuff that isn't diagnosed yet, and that I'm trying to figure out and doing genetic testing for, and going to rheumatologists and stuff. Like, that stuff isn't figured out yet, so I'm not going to be talking about that. But the debilitating things are migraines. You can't function, you can't have a life when you have migraines. If you've never had a migraine, I am so happy for you. And if you have chronic migraines, I friggin' feel you, man. Like I was saying earlier, my kind of way to cope with that over the years, like I've said, I've had them for so many years, and my way that I've always coped with it has been focus on the good days and be grateful for the good days. And it has been so bad the last 6 months that I didn't have a good day for months. I didn't have a good day. I'm saying, like, physically, I didn't have a day of relief. I remember calling my mom one morning, and I think it was around like the 50 or 60 day point of just day after day being so frustrated with doctors not being able to help and just feeling so defeated. Like 5 a.m. when I had a migraine and I was in so much pain, and I just said, I can't do this anymore. I can't. And that was the first time in 16 years that I felt truly defeated by my body. I just want to say that because a lot of you message me saying, like, how do you stay positive and stuff? And I have for years, and I've tried to, and I still try to. Most days I do, but I just want to say it's okay to not every day. I mean, I literally just wanted to be able to go on a walk, have one day. Like, all I wanted was one day. So anyways, after I found out about the herniated disc and stuff, the past few months I've been going to different doctors, getting different opinions, the Mayo Clinic, virtual consultation, orthopedic surgeons, just all over the place in Seattle and Portland. And I ended up finding an amazing doctor in Portland. He does this different kind of surgery where normally if you get a disc replacement, you have to get it done every 5 to 8 years. They typically don't recommend it if you're young because it can cause arthritis and all these other issues. And he does this different kind of surgery where it actually like moves with your spine. So theoretically, you don't have to get a replacement surgery. My dad was on FaceTime during the in-person consultation in Portland. That's why we went to Oregon, if you saw the whole like Oregon coast thing. And he ended up being amazing. And my dad and I afterwards were both like, he's the guy. Like, we both just had a really good feeling about him. He does a ton of these surgeries. Another one of my doctors in Seattle recommended him. So basically, when you guys are seeing this video, I'm getting surgery tomorrow. Neck surgery from him. So when you're seeing this, I'm already in Portland right now, and I'm getting surgery tomorrow morning, and I'm so excited. This is my third surgery of the year, my third surgery of 2020, but I feel so hopeful for this one. Sorry, I'm crying so much in this video. Before I go into any medical thing, any surgery, I always feel cautiously optimistic because, like I said, I've had this for so long. It's always like nothing has worked up until this point, really, but I think it's a really good sign that the muscle relaxers and everything I've tried like in the last 2 weeks have actually helped, which is a good sign that the disc is actually likely causing a lot of the migraines, in turn causing a lot of the muscle spasm and stuff that's causing a lot of the pain and just everything up in here. Like I said, I have other issues and things going on, but basically the plan is to see how much of that disappears after the surgery and how much is left over, and then I could likely still be going to Mayo Clinic in the spring, but we're kind of gonna play it by ear and see just how it goes after the surgery and what's left over. I'm just so excited for this surgery. When you have unknown causes of things for 16 years, it's so relieving to just have one concrete thing that you can fix. And the thing is, like, even if it doesn't, let's just say, like, worst case scenario, it doesn't relieve any of my migraines. Worst case scenario, doesn't relieve any of my migraines. it's still gonna fix the herniated disc. So it's like, it kind of has to happen either way. And best case scenario, it fixes the herniated disc, it relieves my neck pain, and then best case scenario, it does that, plus it relieves a lot of my migraines, or some of them. I mean, even if it relieved them by like, I don't know, 2 days a week, I would be so happy. Like if I could get 2 days a week migraine free, I can't even wrap my head around that. Basically, I have talked to everyone in my life, my doctors, my family, my boyfriend, Rach, like Mallory, everyone, about just what I should do with work and my health and the surgery. And I basically decided that for the first time ever, like ever since starting YouTube, I'm gonna take some time off, and that's really freaking hard for me. I'm a total workaholic, if we haven't figured that out by now. But also it almost like stresses me out more to not stick to my schedule. It's not healthy. Like that's not something I'm proud of. It's hard because I get comments both ways, where it's like people are, you know, praising me for sticking to my schedule through the health issues, through everything for so many years. And there's also people who are like, you need to take a break. Don't work yourself to death and all this stuff. So it's like, I just feel pressure in both directions. And I also put a lot of pressure on myself to, I guess, keep up with people who are healthy. And I had just had a doctor tell me, like, you can't do that. Like, you're not healthy. You don't have a functioning, he said, you don't have a functioning rocket ship. Like, you can't try and race in a race when your rocket ship is falling apart and try and like compete at the same level of people who have a fully functioning, bright, shining rocket ship, you know? And it's true. And that's what I've been doing for years at my own detriment. In the last 9 years, I've pre-filmed through other surgeries, through working full-time jobs, through travel, through health stuff, while everything else has been going on. It's been really hard to stick to that schedule no matter what. And it's, on one hand, it's something I'm proud of, but on the other hand, it's something that I just need to chill out about, and I need to learn how to do that. Okay, I just had to replace the battery, and now the sun's out, which means this is going to be a very long video. Oh god, the guy's coming back up. The tricky thing is I can't tell where he's going until he just pops right up. Every other time I've gotten surgery or done something, I've pre-filmed, and when you pre-film, you're doing double the work for however long it takes to pre-film, which for me is usually 3 to 4 weeks. Like I said, I've been barely functioning to the point where there's been weeks where I didn't think I was going to be able to get out any videos, and so ability to pre-film was just not on the table. Like, it physically wouldn't have been possible. But also just with some of the stuff I talked about with YouTube and like the whole still posting while dealing with other stuff aspect, you know, I don't want that to come across wrong as in I'm not grateful for YouTube or I don't love YouTube. That's not the case at all. I love my job. I love YouTube. I love being able to connect with you guys and have this platform and do this. It's the coolest job ever. But it is a weird thing where I am my job, and it's not something where you can kind of like really just check out and do your job. Like, mentally, I am my job. So basically, I've decided for the first time ever for 8-9 years since I've been on YouTube to take a little bit of time off from uploading, because I feel like I need a mental break from that aspect of it, and also physically just recovering from surgery, and just figuring out my health stuff and letting my body recover for the first time while not also having to work. You know, people take time off work and I forget that. Like, there's sick leave. People have surgery. Normally you take time off work. I didn't really want to put like a timestamp on an exact day I'll be back, because when you do that, then I need to pre-film in order for that to happen so that I can go back to 3 a week, And so if I said like I'll be back on, you know, December, whatever, then I would have to start pre-filming in November, which then would only give me like a week of actual recovering or whatever. I'm kind of just like playing it by ear, seeing how my body is gonna recover, and also seeing how much relief I get from the surgery. That's really like what it depends on. If my migraines are way lower after the surgery, then we'll see. Like, then I'll be able to work more, you know, and like get back to it, which would be so amazing. But again, cautiously optimistic. So it's just gonna kind of depend. I want to get back to YouTube as soon as possible. I'm not good at not working. So this is, I mean, I'm probably gonna be vlogging. Like, I'm probably gonna be vlogging, not posting it right away, but I'm probably gonna be vlogging things and then posting it whenever I'm back on the internet or whatever. But I'm not disappearing from YouTube, definitely. I will be back as soon as I can. But I just wanted to say, I know, you know, everyone has issues, and everyone has, especially this year, hardships and things going on. And I'm not trying to say like mine is the worst, or like I don't recognize that other people have things going on. There's so many things in my life that I am grateful for. I'm so grateful for my boyfriend, who has been so patient and so amazing throughout all this, and my family and friends, and I'm so grateful that I finally found a doctor who found something and is able to do the surgery. And you know, there's like a glimmer of hope, and I am feeling hopeful right now, and that's why I'm so excited to have this surgery. And like I said, even if it doesn't fix everything, it's a step in the right direction, and then I'll move forward and go from there. But I am feeling positive, and I'm feeling hopeful. I'm in a lot better of a place, like mentally, now than I was even like a few weeks ago. But if you're in that place, don't give up. I get it. It's freaking hard. If you're in that place and your body feels like it's 90 years old and you can't physically function, and it's affecting your social life and your relationships and your work and every aspect of your life, and you're looking out at people just living their lives carefree like nothing, I feel you. And don't give up on yourself. Advocate for yourself. Find doctors that listen. You know, you're fighting for your body, and when you're at your breaking point, like when you are unable to just exist in the world as a functioning human, medication isn't helping. Like, nothing is helping. When you're at that point and you go to another doctor who just doesn't listen, it's just so important that you keep going and get multiple opinions, and don't just go with the first doctor that you find. It's ridiculous that this is how the medical system works and functions, but doctors don't communicate with each other, and that's one of the benefits of going to Mayo Clinic, is that they do. What a concept. But it's such an exhausting and challenging process, but you just have to keep going. You just gotta keep going, keep swimming. So I'm probably not going to be posting any kind of updates or anything on YouTube until I'm like back on YouTube, but I might be posting little hellos and updates or whatever on Instagram, maybe Twitter, not sure, just here and there. So if you want to follow along, I'll put in my Instagram and Twitter here. Thank you guys for hopefully understanding. I don't know, because I haven't posted this yet, but I will be in a neck brace for about a month. That's for normal healing times. I tend to be about double for surgery, so I'm guessing I'll be about a month and a half-ish. He said about 3 months to be like fully healed, so, you know, 4 months or so. But just as far as just normal working and stuff, I'm not gonna be gone for like months or anything, so don't freak out. I said just sitting, like not moving, I can take the neck brace off. But so for filming, I should be able to sit without the neck brace on, but if I'm walking around and stuff, I have to have the neck brace on. But just know I'm gonna do everything I can to be back on YouTube as soon as possible. Thank you for watching if you made it throughout this whole video. Whoa, I don't know how long this was, but it's probably very long. So thank you for watching and for listening. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video, whenever that is.